comments up, and then this. There we go. Right, so drop me a smiley, what do you call it, thumbs up or a comment when you get here. Hopefully that's not too much junk at the side of the table. I've got a bit of a lag, so you'll have to bear with me if it takes me a while to respond. Hi, Lynn. See who joins us tonight. So I thought I'd show you start off with some things that have used journaling essential stamps. There's a bit of inspiration for our challenge. Hi, Moira. Hi, Alison. Yeah, so I've got my folder here because I can never remember which set is which. So this one here is Journaling Essentials 4. This one is made with Journaling Essentials 8. This one is also made with Journaling Essentials 8. Then we've got the birds, which are from Journaling Essentials 6. And those leaves there, which are from Journaling Essentials 2. I've just realised... Oh no, it's there. That's Journaling Essential. I've got Journaling Essentials 7, which is the slightly... might be Journaling Essentials 7 leaves actually on that one. Not sure. Oh, Alison, that's a long day, that is. That's a very long day. Don't worry. I think I was thinking that it was quiet because the something on the telly. Can't remember what it was now. But it's nice to have you all here. It's lovely. Yes, and then this is obviously the latest Journaling Essentials 9. Right. And the other thing I thought I'd do tonight is I'd use the colours that are in the challenge, the Bee Crafty palette, as well as yes, Moira, I think it was the Traitors. Yes. Yes, so I thought I'd use this week's Bee Crafty palette as our colours that I'm going to use tonight. Okay, so I'm going to move these out of the way and then just show you. Oh, that's more so that's last week's blog post. That's got another set of the Journaling Essential stamps, and then that was this week's blog post, which went up today, which again is the Bee Crafty palette for this week, and Journaling Essentials 9. Okay. So, I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to do some more art journaling because this is nearly full. I've got 3 double pages left because I've not done anything in the front or the back cover for this one. So I'm going to carry on. But I'm not going to do, I think I'm going to do the last 2 pages, these 2 here. And it's a bit messy because it's where I've ripped some pages out. But that's okay. What I might do is sort of stick something down there. Oh, fabulous. Yes, I think tonight, I was just having a look through actually. And I think I'm going to use, I've used that quite a bit recently. It's been out on the desk. I finally put it away in the folder. But I thought I would use this set. So Journaling Essentials 8. It's got some nice bits on it. I have to admit, I have lost one of these stamps. This little one here has disappeared. I don't know where it's gone. But it's not on there. So I don't know what I've done with it. It'll be in this house somewhere. I've managed to lose it, but never mind. I've got the others, so I'm going to use that set. I've also looked out a set of the Dinkables. There's, oh yes, there is 5. For a minute there, I thought I'd only picked up 4 of them, but there's 5. So this is the Dinkables set 2 that I'm using, and I know that because I've actually written it on them. So there we go. So I'm going to use some of those as well. All right. I think might just. I'll not worry too much about the middle of the page to begin for now, and I might actually stick something over it later, like a bit of tissue paper or something like that. I'm pretty sure I've got some patterned tissue paper or some printed tissue paper somewhere that I could stick down the middle. So I'll do that in a little while. Let's get some colour down first. Okay, so the colours that I've got are Old Paper, Saltwater Taffy, Chipped Sapphire, Rustic Wilderness and Bundled Sage. Can you see that all right? Let me just check. Yeah. Okay, so those are the colours that I'm going to use. And I think I'm going to go quite dark on the background and then maybe stamp on some book pages or something like that to stick over the top. Okay. Right, so I'm going to go with, I'll put the Bundled Sage and the Old Paper a little bit to one side for now. I'm going to go with these 3 to start off with. So how is everybody? Are we all right? It's I know I don't know what the weather's been like near you, but it's been quite grey here today. I think what I might do actually is do like blocks. Because I'm nearly on the back page, it's not going to be a smooth application of ink here. In fact, what I might do is use sponges. Might be better with a sponge. Let's try this instead. There we go, that's better. The sprays are really interesting, Moira. I love the way that they sort of react in different ways. I know, I'm trying to think, there's one of the browns that I've got that's got blue in it as well. I'll try to think which brown it is. I think it's brush, is it brush corduroy or one? can't remember which one it is. It's one of them. It's definitely got more in it than just and it's nice to see those different colours come out. If it like puddles a little bit, you get the different colours coming out, and that's the whole thing behind the oxide effect. I might see, I'm trying to think what sprays I've got. I think I've got bundled sage in a spray, so I might see what that looks like in a bit. Right, I'm gonna have, I'll find my pink sponge. There's pink sponge. It's a bit bright and it's not quite the same pink sponge. I'll do this. Let's pick up some of that colour. I'll do this in the middle. And then we'll have some blue. There we go. So, some of the chipped sapphire. Hi, Caroline. I think the fabulous thing about journaling essential stamps is that you've got so many different options on one stamp set, and you can do so many different things with them. You know, they can be your focal point, or they can just be like background. So they're just really, really useful. Right, that's quite a big patch of blue there. We'll have a smaller patch of blue over this side. I'm going to go back in with that pink. I wondered if you might have had snow, Alison, because I know it was coming from that direction. We had sort of a sleet here, nothing settled at all, but when I came out of karate last night, it was definitely, you know, not just rain. Right. I'm reasonably happy with that because I'm going to use these to add some other bits to the page. So I think to start off with, I'm just going to move that. Please ignore the ink that's already on there. Right, I'm going to go in with the bundled sage, and I'm just inking the inkable with the bundled sage. I've not done all of it, just a section of it like that. Then I'm going to give it a spray with the water. And then I'm going to pop it down onto the page like that. And then, there we go, I'll lift it up. I think there's enough liquid on here to do another one up here as well. So I'll do that. There we go. Now that's looking a bit muddy, so I'm just going to lift that off with a cloth. I think I might do the same here, actually. There we go. Right, we'll try that with this one as well. I know exactly what you mean, Alison, just reading your comment there about the pinks and the greens not feeling quite right. Yeah. But I tell you what once I got going with it and I got the green, it's like if you go with the pinks and the blues together, then the greens can just be extra sort of thing. The other thing is, it's really weird that old paper looks green, and then once it's dry, it's almost got like a yellowy hint to it. I'm just going to spray this off with water off the camera a minute, and then pop that down there. Right, I'm just going to press that down with my cloth so that'll soak up any extra that oozes out the sides. Right, let's have a look at that. Oh yes, that's all right. Again, I'm just going to dab off some of the excess there. I'll do some other stuff with the old paper and the bundled sage in a few minutes as well. I don't know. I'm not. Right. Let's see. Stick that on there. There we go. And I'll just lift off. There we go. That's looking all right. Yeah, you're right, Caroline. It doesn't look like what you'd expect old paper to look like. I always think antique linen's more of that. So if I show you antique linen, oh no, that's tea dye. Sorry. Where's my antique linen? Let me have a quick look. There we go. Excuse my arm a minute. Yeah, so that's antique linen, and that's old paper. And to me, that is more old paper than that one. However, if I show you the page that I did yesterday, this here on the page, that is old paper. It doesn't look like it, does it? It looks like I've used antique linen, but it is the old paper. So it's strange. Does look like mildew, you're right. Okay, so back to this page then. So I'm just going to give that a quick heat, a quick blow, just to dry it off, and then I can start stamping onto it. Hi Bev, how are you? Hope Abby's birthday was lovely. There we go. Right, stamping. So let's move those out of the way and let's have a look at this stamp set. Like I say, I've lost one of mine, but that's okay. We can use the others. So I think this one here will be a nice one to use, just to put some stamping on the page. And I'm going to use some of the colours. So let me see. So we've got old paper, not antique linen, bundled sage, saltwater taffy, and chipped sapphire. Okay, I'll pop that on the end of my super skinny slim. Thank you. Yeah, I did some it didn't work quite so well on this one. You can barely see it. There's a bit there and a bit there, which is why I've gone with the deeper colours and use the stencil on it that way for this. Yeah, right, I'm going to see if the old paper shows up on top of this, just to see what it's like. So get that stamp inked up. There we go. I'm going to put it on the dark bit there. Not really. Not really with that one. Okay. That's all right. I can use that when it comes to stamping the big flower that I'm going to use. Right, so let's try the chipped sapphire. This will work. Oh yes, that's nice. Oh, that wasn't quite so good, but that's okay. I'll put 2 on this side as well. There we go. Right. I'm going to swap now for, let's have a look. So this little one here, I'm going to do a bit with that one. And this time we'll go with the Rustic Wilderness. What's going to be really interesting to see, because what I didn't want to do was have 2 pages with the same colour palette next to each other in this journal. And what's going to be really interesting to see is how different they both are once I've done, because they are feeling very different to me now. Right, let's try with the saltwater taffy and see how this goes. So this is like a little heartbeat. Just go at the corners with that. I'll have one up at this corner as well. I hope that's on the screen. Let's do it there. Oh no, I need to turn it round. Okay, and then maybe I'm going to go back to this one and try some of the saltwater taffy in pink. It's not showing up as well as I would have hoped. Hi Maxine! But if you go, I don't know if you can tell, it's there. You have to look closely though. What? Now, do I get one of the other pinks and see if that shows up any better? I don't think I'm going to. Let's just give it a blast with the heat tool and see. What I like about this page so far is that ghosting is definitely staying where it is, and it's still quite an integral part of the page, whereas it disappeared on the other page, so I'm happy with that. Right, I'll put the lid on that, and then I've got Bluebell Versafine Clair, so I'm going to do a bit with this now. I'm going to use, there's like a mini border stamp that's like, it's this one here, so it's like lots of teeny rainbows, so I'm going to use that around some of the edges as well. Alright, where shall we add it? I think I'm going to put one there. And I'll turn my page around and have that the other way up, not here. And then one down that edge. And the other page, I'll have, I'm going to just put it on the other end of the stamp block, the Super Skinny Slim, because then it's not going to interfere with the fold in the page, which it was doing before. Right, so I'll have that one there. Then, oh, no. There. And then, oh, getting ink everywhere, look at that, what a mess. And then, oh no, needs to be the other way up. Let me turn the page around. That way up. There we go. Then I'll add a few of these bits, because I think these might end up being my stems. So I have one going up there. It's not quite close enough to the edge. Let me move it. Right. One. There. And then maybe one last one on here. So I was thinking one big flower, but I might do several different ones. Right, so I'm going to set that to one side, and I'm going to grab a piece of the paper. So this is some of the pages that I've torn out of that book, which are really good for stamping on and colouring in. So I'm going to use this big stamp because I do like it. And I'm going to stamp it in the same blue. So I think I have that as one of me flowers. And do you know what? I'm going to get one of the other sets out to choose a couple more flowers. Oh, that's not very well stamped. Let's try again. That's better. Okay, so I'll have that one. I'm going to keep that set out because I might use some of the other stamps again. But let's have a look and find a couple of other flowers. Right, we've got quite a few on there. That's Journaling Essentials 3. There's some on Journaling Essentials 4. I do like these. And these. I want it to be smaller than that one. So I think I'm going to go for Journaling Essentials 5 and I'll have a couple of these ones. Or maybe one of those and one of those. Okay, so that's that one. And I'm just going to stamp the flower of this one, not the stem, because I've already got a stem. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to cut these out properly in a minute, but I'll just roughly cut them out for now. So that's that one. Sorry, I've stopped talking again, haven't I? It always happens when I start cutting out. And it's not because my tongue's sticking out my mouth. I suppose it's to do with concentrating because you've got something sharp in your hand, isn't it? So I was thinking what I might do in the not too distant future is stamp onto some fabric and use it to sew on. Would that be something that people would be interested in seeing? Because I've got a lot of what's it, calico, is it? Sort of creamy coloured fabric. I really should do something with. But would you be bored just watching me sew? This is the thing. There we go, so that's that one. I'm doing it again, going all quiet on you. Before I go, I will show you something. I never say never. I will show you a couple of things, or at least one thing that I've done sewing wise. That it's not a lot of sewing. It's just it's the stamping, and then adding embellishments and stuff. And it's not complicated embroidery stitches either. Okay, that's two of the flowers. Do you know, Moira, that you starting to make your quilt sounds a bit like my knitting, in that a friend of the family was having twins. I think I was about 15. My mum had taught me to knit right-handed, and I'm left-handed. And I started knitting a pair of booties, quite a simple pattern. And I think I finished the first bootie when the twins were about 8. Yeah, my knitting was not a success. And, you know, we had a family of very talented knitters. Me Auntie Jean and my mum and my nana and my Uncle Brian's wife, Auntie Sheila. They were all very good at knitting, and I couldn't do it. No matter how much they tried to teach me, it just didn't go in. Right, let's have a look at those on the page and see what we think. Maybe that one there, this one here, and maybe that one there. Quite like that. And actually, You see, I was going to colour them in, but they look quite good as they are, don't they? But then I've not got the whole colour palette. Oh dear, what do I do? Right. What we will do is I'll add a bit of colour to these and then we'll put them back on the page. So I won't colour the whole thing in, I'll leave some cream. And I'm just going to go for bundled sage and old paper. We'll make it look like old paper. Yeah, Caroline, I do most things right-handed, left-handed, sorry. There's very little that I do right-handed. Oh wow, Alison, that's I'm so envious. All these people that can knit, and yeah, no. It wasn't going to happen as far as I was concerned. Right. I'll go in with the bundled sage in the middle of this one. Actually, I'm going to water it down a bit and spread it over the whole thing, because that ink, being oil-based, should pop. I might just give it... Oops. That wasn't me throwing something on the floor, honest. Right. I'll put my hand in it now. Yes, I'm not. I think Mum would have been proud of me in that I taught myself, or I had some help as well from a couple of friends with crochet during lockdown, and I created myself a lovely blanket. Lots of squares, lots of granny squares. I mean, it's basic, but it worked. Right, now I'll use some of, this is the old paper. So next to the bundled sage, it is quite different. It's more sort of a grey with a hint of green. And again, I'm going to use the water to sort of spread it a bit. In a minute. I do wonder if it's just like the influence of our parents, with things like knitting and sewing and crochet and stuff like that. Because my mum didn't crochet, but she, like I say, she was very good at knitting. But it's nice to be able to use wool. There we go. Maybe add a little bit to this one too. Yeah, my mum was very much into sewing, so, and sewing was something that I did do that she did, so made lots of my own clothes, and ones for Meg when she was little as well. I'm just going to add, so I'm not doing much, just a few bits here and there for the colouring. That one's a bit more coloured in, but these two aren't really. Might just give that a quick dry with the heat tool. Wipe that off. Okay, so let's lift this back in and pop these on. I think you sort of lock on to the thing that you really enjoy doing the most, don't you? And that's I tend to stick with it. So there we go. Do we think it needs a few white pen highlights? What do we reckon? I think it probably does. Right. I'll add some faux stitching around the edge. And then I think we need a sentiment, don't we? Be thinking about if you can think of a wordy sticker that would be suitable. Or just a stamped sentiment, actually. Oh my goodness, that sounds very complicated. I don't think I could manage anything with 4 needles. I'm bad enough with, well, I think crochet is great because you only have to have, you know, 1, 2, maybe 3 stitches on your crochet hook at a time. Oh yeah, those pin pictures. Yeah, I remember those. You don't see stuff like that these days, do you? There we go. Right. I think we'll go with a white sentiment this time. Just thinking. Shall we go for I'm rooting for you? Let's do that. I'll trim the ends off this one as well. That's not very straight. I'll do that again in a minute. That's better. No, that's wonky the other way now. That's better. Okay, and then I think I'm just going to add some faux stitching in Moonlight Pen because the green's out, so might as well. I'm now wondering whether to just add a little bit of this green to those flowers. Might do. I'll think about it. Okay, so let's just lift that up and give you a closer look. Make sure I've got it in the middle of the screen. There we go. That's another page done. Let's just show you the difference then in that and the one that's on the blog post. So that's today's, that's just now. And then that is the one from today's blog post. So they do look quite different, don't they? Thank you. Thanks, Lynn. Right, I did say before I go, I'm going to show you that picture, didn't I? Let me get it. So, some time ago, there was a, it's a discontinued stamp now, but there was a tree. Oh, thank you. And the tree I turned into a picture. I don't know if you can you see that okay? And it's not catching the light, is it? So I just did straight stitch to embroider the tree in 3 shades of grey. I added some chiffony stuff underneath, and then I just added lots of like snowflakey bits on it. And it was a blue pillowcase. So your stamps can be used for all sorts of things. And I was thinking that the flower that I used on the blog post this week, this flower, would look beautiful stitched. So I'm thinking I might do something like that. Okay, so I might, I don't know if I get it all done in one live, but you know, I could do it over 2, couldn't I? So let me know if you'd like to see something like this. All right. So thank you so much for watching, and I will catch up with you again very soon. All right, take care. Bye.